Today I want to talk about nesting if function. A single if function will return one result from two choices. The one result will be returned if our condition returns false logical value, and the other will be when we have a true from our condition. But in many cases we have more values to choose from. For example, here we want to grade our students based on number of points, and we have only 3 threshold 3 points. So if the student reach 80 points, it's a great result. If it's from 60 to 80, it's enough, and below 60 is a failed exam. So how can we use if functions to get those results? We have to nest them, and based on our rows it can be like that. We are checking if the number is greater than 80. Okay, so if it's greater, it's true, so it's the great result. But if we fail, we can have one of those two values. So we have to go to the false branch, and here we have to go even further. So add another if function, and then let's use green. We can once again check, but this time if the number is greater than 60. And if it's this true, we will get enough result. But if it isn't true, so we get the number below 60, we will be failed. Our student will fail exam, and we can in such a matter get our results. But we have to remember that in this part we have already implicit results from previous test. So I am looking at this number 60. If the number of points is greater than 60, yes it is. But from previous example, when we go with the false branch, we know that the number is smaller than 80. So we somehow combine those test results. We have to remember about this. Okay, so let's write our nested ifs. And we will start from first if function, and I want to start from this side. So if the number of points, so the number from B to cell, is greater or equal to the number from the F4 cell, and we have to F4 lock it so it won't move, then it's our true result. So if the number of points is greater than 80, it's a great result, so the value from G4, F4 lock it, then is our false result. And here we have to go one layer down, one level down, one layer down, because now we have to choose from two values. And when choosing from two values, if function is great for that. So in place on value if false argument, we are adding another if function. And in this function, we will be checking if number of points is greater or equal to the number of our second threshold, so the value from F3 cell, F4 token, comma. And if it's greater than 60, it's enough. But we have to remember it also means when we are in this if, we are in the false result from the first logical test. So the numbers are smaller than 80, but here we test if they are greater than 60. So they are below 80, but at least 60. So it's enough. So G3, F4, F4 to lock it, then comma, and the value, if the values are smaller than 60, is G2 cell. So it's hidden for me now because my formula got too long. So I can click on G1 cell and press down arrow, or I can just write G2 and F4 to lock it, and I can just close my parentheses, so the last parenthesis should be black from the first if function. So first I'm locking my nested if, and then I'm locking the first if I have written, and just like that I can put my formula in the cell and copy it down, and I can see when we have enough and when we can get the failed values. We can even change values for those grades, so the result will be even more noticeable.